technical difficulties. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy, your pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to HeyArcher Live. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I feel like all my stuff's out of whack today. It's just all out of whack. I don't even have the chat box open yet. Don't worry, we'll get there together. It's all part of the fun here on HeyArcher. Fun episode today. Got a couple different topics that I'd like to hit on that have come up in the last couple days. But of course, I want to say hello to everybody who's in the chat. So don't forget to leave your questions. Leave a thumbs up if you have anything that you want to cover. You can, of course, throw that in the chat, and I will address as so. And we have April in the house. Good to see you, April. Great job on your live streams. Those of you who have kids, have families, definitely going to want to check out April's channel. She does a lot of amazing work there. All right. The words of Matthew McConaughey. Did I make it on time? Was I like a minute off? I might have been a minute or two off. I tried my best. So yeah, on HeyArcher, I like to talk all things nerdy, but of course it is your show and your channel more than mine. So if you want to cover any specific topics in the nerd world, bring them up. If you want to cover any topics as far as content creation, bring those up. One of the things that I've loved about, I swear, this mic lowers itself all the time. So I'll try to lower it. And I'm failing at that. I think we might have it where it can raise. There it is. All right. Yeah, I swear this thing lowers, or Ghost lowered it. And at the same time, so trying to get everything to work. For some reason, Ecamm has been like acting up on my computer, but I think it's the computer, and I think it's Apple. I'm tinfoil hat here. I feel like Apple's messing with our stuff. Because today, my phone was like lagging hard when I went out to get my tire changed. If you follow me on Instagram, turns out my tire 99% actually did get slashed. That's a first for me, and I take that as a win, that somebody has such passion towards me and my car that they would slash my tire. Or they just looked at the car, got pissed off, and were like, we need to slash a tire on that car. Kind of like the Uncle Buck hat, you know? It just angers people. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Oh, we have the MVP in the house, of course, Mr. Aaron Waller. How are you doing today, sir? So yeah, the show, like I said, this channel, the show is all yours. And with everything that's been happening, actually, I was talking about it on April's live stream in her chat, that it's weird that a world pandemic that forced everybody to seclude themselves and not interact socially with other people has caused more of us to become more social at the end, through live streaming, through podcasting, through Twitch gaming. Like everything digital has just boomed, and it's encouraged so many people to just, branch out and do their own thing. So it's quite an interesting thing. I mean, this, in the case study of mankind, I think this year is quite an interesting one, and we'll see where it all goes. Of course, again, it's fun operating this as a one-person show. So yeah, any questions or concerns, let me know in the chat. Feel free to interact with each other in the chat. Feel free to bring up suggestions in the chat. I want to start today on a good note. 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. And that is my hands down favorite Star Wars movie. So if you are a Empire Strikes Back fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, let me know in the comments. Tell me what your favorite moments are. It's the fun story I always had on that is it's the one that I always thought was the first Star Wars movie. Like, I used to fight with my mom on this, saying that I thought Empire Strikes Back was the first one. It was the first one I ever saw. She kept saying there was another one. But for all you youngins that happen to fall into this stream, there was a time before you could stream content. There was a time, believe it or not, before those old things called DVDs. It was a time before that. And all I had was a VHS copy, and it was a rip off of a TV broadcast of Empire Strikes Back. So to me, that was the only one. And then eventually I saw the others, but Empire Strikes Back will always be my number one because it was my first one. And I thought I had the most weight to it. Actually, I'll show you guys something real quick. Whoa, we have Jess Sampson in the house. Good to see you, brother. All right, give me 1 second. And I dropped my mic cord. Give me one moment. Idiot! I tell you, it's always an adventure doing live streams. So, I am a big fan of the Funko Pops, and I have what I thought was an impressive collection, but it turns out that other people have way more than I do, and a lot of people keep their stuff in box. I am not an in-box person. I want to actually see and touch and all that, and my favorite one actually is a gift from my boss, actually. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Maybe. I don't have autofocus on, so I won't zoom in on it. But it is a Funko Pop scene of when Luke goes into the cave to fight Vader in Empire Strikes Back. And spoiler alert, it's symbolism that he has to fight himself. But what does that mean? You have to watch the movie to find out. So we'll put that off to the side. But yeah, I'm a Funko Pop fan. I don't buy them as much these days because I'm trying to kind of condense all the stuff I have, but that's my favorite one. It's Empire Strikes Back. All right, let's see what we got in the comments before we jump off on that. Oh, the other thing I was going to say regarding Empire Strikes Back, actually, is they're doing, I know Kevin Smith already did one today, but IGN, I believe, is doing a watch party of Empire Strikes Back. They're doing that tonight. And I did not think I would enjoy doing watch parties. I don't know if any of you have done it. Let me know down below if you have. But a watch party is where you sync up the movie. You're watching it on your own at home, and you're listening to either a show or some host also watching it, and you're kind of watching it like you're in the same room. But what's cool about these high-level watch parties is that you'll have either people from the movie or like celebrities be on them. And the other day, the first one I ended up watching was Revenge of the Sith. It was the anniversary of that. And they had the actress that played Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars, and they had the actor that voiced and played Kyle Katarn, I think, in the last Star Wars game. He was on it. So it was them two, Max from IGN, and another host from IGN, and they were just kind of talking the movie, like their fandom of the movie, that kind of thing. So, I wouldn't do it with a movie you're trying to pay attention to, but it's kind of fun to see other people who are in that niche talk about it. So in that case, it was people who are voice actors in Star Wars. They weren't in Revenge of the Sith, but they played characters directly affected by the events of Revenge of the Sith. I don't know who's on today's Empire Strikes Back one, but another watch party that's actually coming up, and I'll get to some of the comments in there, is going to be Ninja Turtles. This Saturday, probably my favorite movie of all time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this weekend, Saturday the 23rd, I believe it's going to be. Yeah, the 23rd. They're going to do I was going to say TMNT, but technically that's a different movie. I'll say it anyway. They'll do a TMNT 1990 movie watch party with almost the entire cast of the movie. So the lady that played April O'Neil, she's been on social media lately. Funny enough, she started doing kind of the Comic-Con circuit last year, I want to say. It was the first time that I saw her at one. I did not go. If you happen to watch this April O'Neil, or your real name, I forget at the moment. If you watch this, I did not go get an autograph because I thought the price tag was a bit high for an autograph, not even a picture, which is that's a whole nother argument for Comic-Cons, but she's going to be one of the ones kind of hosting it. And you'll have, I think they said all the actors that were in the bodysuits of the Turtles, which I still think the Turtles are real, but all the actors that were in the bodysuits, they will be on that watch party. And they said there'll be some other special guests. So actually they're calling it a pizza party. So they're encouraging you to get pizza and watch the movie along with them on Saturday. I think it's like 7:30 Eastern. I'll try to post a link if I can later on. So if you guys actually like Turtles, let me know in the comments as well. All right. And let's scroll back up to the top. Just Samson wrote, Empire was and forever will be the best Star Wars movie of all time. Just saying. Yes. Thank you for agreeing with me. Thank you for agreeing. Let's see. I wrote my, there you go. That is correct. The funny thing is yesterday, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch, there's a series I have with Anthony called Rambling, where we choose a topic, usually DC Comics related. And the plan is to go into it, talk about one thing, but because he and I just usually ramble, like I do now, it usually goes off in a tangent. But actually, yesterday on the yesterday's big news was, of course, the Zack Snyder cut coming out of Justice League. But in that conversation, we were talking about how Empire Strikes Back actually was a movie where you have the person who has the vision, right? And they have the image of everything. And the production company or whoever is writing the check is like, cool, you have the vision. You're not doing the movie, though. Like, you're going to tell the movie where to go, but there's actually a different director on it. And Empire was a different director than you hope. Return of the Jedi was actually a different director than even those two. So the big thing has always been, why didn't the person who directed Empire get a chance to direct Return of the Jedi? But there's always Hollywood stuff in there. So yeah, Empire, arguably one of the best, if not the best Star Wars movie. I think it's the best. So do you, Samson. But it turns out that movie was not directed by George Lucas. I think it was just produced, technically. So that is something for you there. I have one, The Kid. I'm not sure the reference is there. Oh, here we go. That you watched The Kid. Was that a watch party for the movie called The Kid? I'm not sure which one that is. Let's see here. April wrote, I'm not a fan of watch parties. I would rather watch someone when they are live. Well, yeah. I mean, it is live. It's kind of like this. Like, it would be, it's funny. I should probably talk about that too towards the end. Joe Rogan, right? So Joe Rogan going to Spotify is a big deal in the world of making money in podcasting and YouTubing and all of that stuff. Joe Rogan was one of the first people I saw doing the watch party style video. And what he would do is he called it the Fight Companion. And he would turn on a UFC fight. And instead of going to the fight to commentate, he would stay in his studio and watch it with his friends. And then at the bottom of the screen would be a timer of where the fight clock is in the actual fight. So if you're home, you're watching on your TV the fight, and then on like your phone or a computer, whatever, Fight Companion's on, and maybe you're listening to that conversation about the fight. So he was one of the first ones I saw to do it, and now it's kind of becoming a standard. And it's weird how Joe Rogan kind of leads the way in things, not intentionally. Just like the video podcast thing. Like, that was really Joe Rogan who made it pop off the way it did, in the way it happened. I'll go into that later. I don't want to jump into Joe Rogan right away. Let's see. Wow, you did a 14-mile bike ride? Question for you then, what kind of bike do you have? I actually just bought a Trek FX3 hybrid bike, I believe it's called. And I ordered it at the end of last month, and it should be arriving next week. But COVID's delayed everything. I'm not even sure it's actually arriving, which is the crazy part about it. But I'd like to know what kind of bike you got. And are you cooling down on the bike, or you're cooling down just at home? Interesting. April writes, when I grow up, I want to be like Just Samson, where I can hike and bike ride all day. Oh, wait, I don't like exercise, so never mind. That's good. For those of you who just dropped in, welcome, of course. Leave a thumbs up if you could. Subscribe. Oh, by the way, before I continue on this, we're almost at 200 subscribers. So once again, when we hit 200 subscribers on the channel, I will give away 3 HeyArcher mugs, but that will also start the timer. And by the time we hit 200, in 24 to 48 hours from that, the HeyArcher merch store will launch. So I think we're at this moment 3 away, if I remember, but we currently have quite a few people watching the show. So if you've not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Wow. Hit the subscribe button. And when this video is done, you're going to want to go back into the archives and look for the 200 subscriber giveaway, because I have the instructions there on how you can win a mug. If not, the mugs will end up in the merch store when that launches. So that is that. But yeah, I'd love to go for a bike or a hike. And April, you know what? If you can find a way to make it fun, whether that's going with a friend or using it as your moment to listen to something, or you know, whether it's a podcast or a show or an album, that usually takes away the idea that it's a workout. I mean, I'm not the best person to talk about that now because I've gained quite a few pounds since quarantine started. But back in New York, when I used to commute on a bike, part of the reason I commuted on the bike was the exercise portion, but also that was my moment to listen to whatever I wanted, and also kind of work on my health on my way to whatever I was doing. So I find by taking your mind off of it, listening to something else, doing something else, that always helps with that. All right, let's see. Just Samson, trying to be more active myself, but not 14 miles. Yeah, Aaron, 14 miles is a lot. That is very, very impressive. But it's all about the work in progress. You just got to start small, and then little by little, especially with biking, I found for myself when it came to biking, over time, you just kind of get used to it. You get used to the seat. You get used to the maybe the path that you're on. Like if you do the same path a lot, or it's the same kind of terrain, you do get used to it, and not even intentionally, you end up over time going further, doing more, going for longer time periods, longer distances, that kind of thing. So it does kind of happen over time. I assume this happens in running. I'm not a runner. I'm the last person I am the last person to talk about running in any way, shape, or form. Oh, we have in the house Rapping Combat. Again, congratulations on your new addition. And welcome to the show. All right. Oh my God, what channel? Are you talking about the watch parties? Let me know. Because again, we mentioned 2 watch parties so far. For those of you who don't know, maybe we should do our own at some point on a show or a movie. So tonight, 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. IGN's doing a watch party for that. It's probably around 7:30 or so. That's when they did it last time. And then the other watch party will be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Saturday. It's actually a pizza watch party, and that's the 30th anniversary of that movie, which I hate because that means I'm turning 35 this year. It's a real shame. Post in the Slack. Yeah, I'll do that. And he says, love TMNT. Aaron, TMNT for life. But we will specify for all of you new watchers, because again, the count keeps going up. And leave a thumbs up. We don't mean the remake Ninja Turtles. We mean the 1990 Casey Jones. You must be claustrophobic. Hey, I've never even looked at another guy before. We're talking about that movie. Amazing movie. Let's see. Like the show, good people. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just Samson writes, when I was younger, I always dreamt about fighting all 4 Ninja Turtles at once. You wanted to fight the turtles. That's some beast mode stuff right there, Mr. Samson. Do you do martial arts? Was that a thing? And if you're saying you wanted to fight the turtles, was that because you liked another show and you wanted to fight them, but as you being the other character? Curious about that one. Slamming down some good old coffee, by the way. If anybody has an espresso machine, leave a comment because mine gave me a heart attack today, and I thought I almost lost it. And if I would have lost the espresso, I don't know what I would do in quarantine. You need the yes chance art. Oh, that's right. I forgot the yes. Did I Oh, that's right. So, Rap and Combat, I was trying to rush an episode, I think last week, and I was looking for those. I was looking for the yes soundbite, and then I was looking for a dude soundbite. So, in looking for the dude soundbite, I went to Dude, Where's My Car? And I couldn't find just a nice, like, dude, like, in there. It was always, like, dude conversation. Like, they always, like, talked right after it. But out of looking for that, I ended up finding a soundbite I thought was better. Not better, but in addition to. So the diamond in the rough, if you would. I got that one out of it. Let's see. Just Samson wanted to be Shredder and not a turtle. Wow. Am I that out of it today? I didn't even catch that. That's that you were Team Shredder, Team Foot Clan. Oh, by the way, so one of the reasons I really want to listen to that watch party on Saturday is, with the whole cast there, they're going to do like a Q&A thing too. Like people are going to be able to leave comments. And one of the comments that came up the other day on a separate show that she was on when she was like announcing it was something like in the movie, you know how April draws all the turtles as she's talking about them, like when they're in the barnhouse scene? People pointed out how there's no Michelangelo one. And I never noticed that when I watched the movie. And it turns out that there was a Michelangelo one. And I think she said the original artists, they let the artist keep it. So somewhere out there is somebody who has the original drawings of the turtles that they used in the movie. But there's also a Michelangelo one that nobody has seen. So those kinds of questions and stuff, I hope, come up on the stream. The other one that I would love somebody to talk about is in the original script. And I think they shot part of it and then cut it out and then it got lost and whatnot. There's a scene in the Foot Clan hideout or whatever where Shredder trains. And if you remember in the movie, I think the only time you saw Shredder fight was when he was it Raku Raku? God, it's killing me. Amato Yoshi? No, he killed Amato Yoshi. God, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. I don't want to cheat. But it's him in normal clothes when he's like as a martial artist fighting Amato Yoshi. But you don't see Shredder fight at all until the end of the movie. And apparently they did a scene of Shredder training. It would have been cool if there was like a montage. And Shredder is sitting in the center where he did like that speech. And they have the Foot Clan come out, like a whole bunch of them, and they surround him. And then they all attack him and he fights them all off. I think that would have been sick. That would have been amazing. But as a youngster watching the movie, it does build up that tension to not see Shredder actually fight until the end of the movie, where you then actually see him fight and know he could fight. Amato Yoshi? Is it Amato Yoshi? You guys might have to comment. No, because Splinter says you killed my master, Amato Yoshi. I think that's what it was. Robin Comment says, I love watch parties. Yeah. It is an introvert perk. April writes, oops. I'm not into Marvel movies, DC movies, or UFC, just here to support HeyArcher and talk with my friends and insert comic relief whenever possible. Funny you should say that, April. So, one thing I like to say on this channel is if you're watching HeyArcher Live or the HeyArcher podcast, I consider all of you like the inner circle. I had a cool thing I was going to name everybody in that, and I forgot it. I think I'll remember it later. I think I wrote it down. But in designing, so if you watch HeyArcher Live and you watch HeyArcher the podcast, I sometimes will release things and mention things way in advance from when they actually will be announced on the channel. And for those of you who actually do come here and watch, again, more new people have stopped in, so leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Because when designing stuff for the HeyArcher merch store, I came up with the term for all of you. You're nerd affiliated, right? So you're friends of HeyArcher, friends of the channel, but there's nothing nerdy that you think you do. You're not into comic books. You're not into movies. You're not into any of that stuff. So I consider you nerd affiliated. Play on gang affiliated. That will be in the store when it launches. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, that in whatever stream that was. Oh, no, in the 200 subscriber giveaway, to enter, you have to leave a comment. And in the comment, you have to write something that you are nerdy about. And that could be something that doesn't even, traditionally classify as nerdy. So if you are nerdy about, I use the examples of knitting or a TV show, like you can leave a comment about that. But being nerdy about something doesn't have to be a negative, So, you do a lot of research on the family dynamic and raising kids and all of that. So I think that for you, that could be your point of nerdy topic, is you're really nerdy about helping people with their kids. And that's a good thing. So I always encourage people to embrace their nerdiness. And for those who don't think they're a nerd, but they love just being here, I have the, of course, nerd affiliated shirt and other stuff coming soon. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Hey, the travel tourist, Jonathan in the house. And you, my friend, are nerdy. We were talking about stuff the other day. I love it. I love it all. I love it all. There you go. Welcome. Hey, Nick's in the house. Awesome. By the way, another awesome content creator. Nix, I will put you on blast and say I want more content out of your channel. So I don't think you're in. I think the other day I thought you were part of the income stream, but I don't think you are. So if you go in the search bar, either open a new tab or wait till this is done, and you look up Pat Flynn on YouTube, a lot of the people here in the chat are from Pat Flynn's income stream, and it's a live stream that he started doing every day, and he answers questions about content creation, starting your own online business, that kind of thing. It always sounds very pyramid scheme to explain it, but it's not. But what's great about that is in doing the income stream and by interacting with all these other content creators is we've all motivated each other to even make content and to make more of it, upgrade qualities, answer questions, do all sorts of cool things. So if you've not joined the income stream, do so. You might have put in the comments already that you already know about it. But I loved your Green Lantern video, and I loved some of the other videos I saw. So I think that you have a lot of potential there, and I'd love for you to make more and more and more and more content. I want everybody in this chat to make more and more content. Rapid Combat watch parties live. That's funny. Hey, Mike Rice in the house. Chill with cat. Are you chilling with the cat? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Let's see what we got. Oh, here we go. Joe Samson has his answer here. I would have taken on Shredder and as many foot as well. In my world, you always want to, you always want to spare with people you admire. Oh, you mean spar with people that you admire the most. Oops, it went away. Sorry, the chat is very small on the screen. You always want to spar with people that you admire. Yeah. No, it's dope. I like that. You'd be your own character. That's dope. I like that. Actually, I'm just going to do a quick check on something while we are here. If you would excuse me for a sec. Bam. We did it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, it won't zoom in at all. 200 subscribers. Boom. I have a freaking thing. I needed some sort of like lights things and stuff. Can I do that with my lights? No, I don't have the other thing on. Whatever. We did it. Thank you all. 200 subscribers. That is so dope. I appreciate that. It means a lot. So after this video, I'll go do my randomizer on who gets the 3 free mugs that we're doing. My mind's blown. And even that, that's the thing that I love about this whole process, this whole, like, all of us building our content together is like, in a month, this channel's gone up. What is that? No, yeah, a month it's gone up 50 subscribers. And the month before that, it was 50. And that's just all of us pushing each other and all of us motivating each other and checking in on each other and all of that kind of stuff. So thank you all so much. Like I said, I say thank you a lot, and I'm not sure if at a certain point it's going to sound kind of like crying wolf, but I truly, truly mean it. That's intense. We hit 200. So now I do have to launch the merchandise. So the merch will be live in 24 to 48 hours on the channel. Well, actually, correction. I'll announce it on the channel, and then on HeyArcher.com, that's where the store will go live. I should probably do a mailing list. That's the one thing I forgot to do for those of you income streamers on the chat. I am willing to be that, but John is working just like right now. But here, not working when I should be. Oh, that's right. This counts as work. This counts as research. He's the Chris Jericho of media. Are you talking about Pat Flynn when you say he's the Chris Jericho of media? The kid hit the the Mandalorian. That's right. Yeah, that one slipped by me. You provide me to the group. Oh yeah, I don't know if Aaron's in the Slack channel. Yeah, Aaron, if you get a chance, download Slack, and if somebody could send him an invite to the Slack channel, that'd be great. And Sam has a Trek bike too. All right, awesome. Yeah, that's what I got. So let's see. We could be Trek buddies, Star Trek buddies. I feel like that's a shirt type of idea in itself. Some sort of bike Trek thing. Yeah, miss me with all of that. I'm too far back in the comments. That's what it is. I'm missing out on. Rabbit Comment has a 6-speed bike. Let's see. Whoa, Karma Cashflow in the house. VIP in the house. And congrats. We'll do another. Congrats on Karma, because he hit 200 the other day. So I'm drafting you, man. You're setting the way. We're talking about bikes a little while ago. We're drafting. You're letting the way. You're breaking through the wind resistance, and I'm right behind you. But I got to do one of those, whatever they call it, passes. I'll pass you. You can draft me, and then we'll keep doing that. Climb our way to 1,000. Get that monetization in there. And whoever else wants in on that, we'll jump in on that. We'll help each other all the way to the top. Yeah, sorry. The giveaway is US only at the moment. Actually, today on the live stream, Pat Flynn also was talking about doing a giveaway, and he couldn't do international as well. Even with the COVID stuff, it's just making things harder and harder. So even the merch that I sell will it'll be a little bit delayed as far as getting to you. So bear with us on that for sure. But yeah, it's hard shipping these days. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Aaron also called out Karma in the house. Can't stay long. Got a show. Oh, are you doing a show too? That's great. Actually, if you guys, if anybody is ever interested in growing your online business, along with Pat Flynn, Karma Cashflow is just, I mean, if you drop in on his live chats, it's rare that I'm into something, and when the person's talking, there's like a whole nother level that I'm not aware of, that I've not researched or seen. Karma Cashflow is all about diversifying that cash flow. So take a look at that. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Yes. Keep on with it. Got some side conversation. I love that too. I like that you guys are talking amongst yourselves, getting to know each other. It is a wonderful thing. And that's what I love about this entire community. Wow, Rap and Combat, you ran half marathons? That is impressive. Let's see. So Joe Sampson said he had... There it is. It's only a couple of hours, guys. I hike at 3.3 miles an hour. Then I ride around 6. Not the fastest. It's still good. And yeah, Rap and Combat saying, yeah, watch party. Yeah, we should do some sort of like income stream watch party maybe. We'll do like our own thing. Watching a movie or a show, and then just see. Yeah, Aaron's involved. Aaron wants in on that too. I want to pause and talk crap. Maybe we should just, you know what? Maybe we do a Mystery Science Theater type thing. We only watch party like terrible shows. That would be good. But you know what I think? And, maybe it'd be a spoiler on that. But I think if we did, you'd have to do a watch party on something that's like free to watch. So that way nobody's like left out. Because that's the thing I've noticed on a lot of the ones I've seen online on advertised as watch parties. They're all movies that you have to own in some way, shape, or form. A lot of them are not on any streaming sites that you pay for. So maybe they'd have to be like YouTube movies that are free for everybody. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And that is right. We are talking the old school TMNT on that one. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. Don't pay full price for late pizza. All right. All right. This has been a topic. This has been an issue. All right. This has been a problem. This has been
Boo!
That's to me.
Rubbish, filth, slime, muck. Boo!
I've not watched the original Ghostbusters movie.
Idiot!
Yeah. I got nothing. I think, you know what? I think Ghostbusters would be a great watch party because I've not seen it. And then I can react in real time to the movie. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of the fact that I've not seen Ghostbusters. All right. So don't take it that way or anything. But part of the backstory to me not watching Ghostbusters actually is that as a kid, I grew up in a very heavy religious household, and something like Ghostbusters I was not allowed to watch. So when I got older, there were so many other movies and shows and stuff coming out that I just never went back to watch Ghostbusters. I ended up watching, what was it? The Real Ghostbusters was the other cartoon. So I watched that. But I didn't watch the movie, and I watched some of the cartoon, but not all of it. But, yeah, to me, once again.
Boo! Rubbish, filth, slime, muck. Boo!
I'm sorry. But yeah, Rap and Combat, yeah, I was Power Rangers. I was all Power Rangers. Sorry. I failed all of you. Oh, Jace ripped a huge one. By the way, Rap and Combat just had a baby. So that was my congratulations to him. So all of you in the comments, if you haven't picked up on that yet, send a nice congrats to our friend Rap and Combat. Stone Cold what? Yeah. You could do that too. We could do like a watch party of wrestling, but then again, that wouldn't be free. So we have to figure out a good free thing. Go with dude Harley from Lost. Okay, I'll look that up on YouTube and then I'll try to rip that so then I can put it on here. Let's see. Travel Tourist is working. Yeah, so be on the look. Jonathan, I don't want to put any of your ideas on blast, but I will put you on blast by saying you better release what you want, what we talked about, because I think it's a really good idea, and I think everybody here would love to see it. And when you're ready to put your stuff out there, let me know, and I will definitely plug it on this channel. Keanu Reeves may have some good dude sound bites too. Yeah, well, because Keanu was, whoa, right? Like that was mainly him. He might have a dude in Bill and Ted. I guess that's where whoa was too. Oh no, whoa was from The Matrix. Whoa. You just downloaded it? Whoa. Changing. That's a first on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first diaper change on the show. Fantastic. Wow, we've already gone 45 minutes. Wow. All right, let me try to fly through the rest of these comments. And then we'll jump on, yeah. Yeah, whoa. All right, so we'll look for whoa. That'll make us... All right, Karma, if you are still hanging in there, yes, we'll see you when this stream's over. I'll end the stream shortly. If you guys want some more awesome content, head over to Karma Cashflow and drop questions on his stream as well. No, that is not true at all. All right, so Travel Tourist writes, I'm too old for anything you're talking about other than Star Wars references. I was 9 standing in line for A New Hope. First of all, that's impressive. I mean, to be able to be able to live that moment in time, in hindsight, I think it's priceless. I mean, even, my favorite concert DVD, and then I'll talk about Joe Rogan for like the last 5 minutes. My favorite concert DVD is Led Zeppelin, Madison Square Garden. Is it 77 or 73? I forget at the moment. I used to have the poster up behind me. I don't have it anymore. So like that Zeppelin DVD, watching everybody in the garden. The garden's just like a sea of smokes going across it. And you're watching them do a 30-minute rendition of Dazed and Confused. Like, you didn't even know they were going to do that. Like, back then, you're watching something. And even when you watch Star Wars, like when you were in line to watch Star Wars, like you were in line to watch something that you had no idea about. There was no internet spoilers. There were no trailers. There was no rumor mill. None of that stuff. Like that was a moment in time that we won't ever get again. And kids these days don't even understand. They can't even comprehend that. And you got to live it. So the too old comment, in some ways I'm jealous because you got to witness something that, nobody else, well, I mean, other people your age got to, but a lot of us now, fans after the fact, will never get to experience. So embrace that, if anything. Orokusaki was the name. I think, yeah. I thought, Orokusaki. Yeah, that's it. Orokusaki, because he's like, you're Orokusaki, you killed my master, Amato Yoshi. Bam. I always wanted to do a reenactment of that entire movie as a one-man show. That was always my goal. Stone Cold what? So, I got you. Yeah. Samson saying to have a what button from when Stone Cold Steve Austin says that. I got you. I'm sorry. There you go, April. Nerd affiliated for sure. All right. I like that. And yeah, the merch, I think you guys will like it. And I'm going to continue to add to the merch. Again, we got more viewers in here. We're at 9 likes. Thank you all for being here. We hit that 200 subscribers. I mean, that's crazy. Thank you all once again. Maybe we'll do some sort of celebratory stream on that one. Because I don't have the beverages to merit a big celebration. But yeah, the merch store will launch in the next 24 to 48 hours, and then I'll do my giveaway for the mugs. But yeah, thank you all for that, the 200. And you know, again, if you're watching this after the fact, this comment section is just loaded with amazing content creators, amazing just visionaries that find ways to just, you know, up their skill, up their level, video by video, live feed by live feed, and just do amazing things. So, you know, cheers to all of you in the comment section. This 200, some of you already have it, some of you haven't got it yet, but we're all gonna, what is that saying? We'll make it so that the rising tide raises all ships. That's all you in the comment section. For sure. There you go. Good to see you, Chris. Hello to you too. Hopefully you can make the entire, there, finally. We got a bruh. Finally, Samson. I was waiting for that. Yeah, Chris, hopefully you can drop in on another one and be around for the whole show. Didn't know about it, but I'll check that out. Congrats, hell yeah. Yeah, DJ Horn. Oh, you know what, actually? I think I do have a DJ Horn. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I turned off the sound on. Hang on. Oh, that's going out of the TV. Hang on. Let's see if I can get it. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it, and then all of a sudden, the sound comes out of somewhere it shouldn't, and then everything goes to crap. I'll have a DJ Horn for next time. No, it's not. All right, so, and then I'll jump on Joe Rogan, and then we'll jump back through. Don't view it as that, like obliterating your subs. You know, like I said with the karma thing, like view it as we're all. It's like Tokyo Drift, right? It's like the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. You know, you're driving. We're all like weaving through cars and stuff, and we're following each other. And especially when it's time to do like that slingshot maneuver, right? You have that one person who's fighting through the wind resistance. The other one's drafting behind. And then at a certain point, it's time to just, you know, that person does a slingshot maneuver, pulls around, because now they have no limited wind resistance, goes around. I can't believe I'm explaining drafting on a YouTube video. No wind resistance. So they're, you know, they slingshot around, take the front, give this person relief, and then eventually we do that. And we all just kind of draft our way to the top. I can't believe I made a Fast and Furious drafting explanation in a YouTube video. But yeah, don't view it as smashing or anything. All right, so the Joe Rogan thing. That's what I was going to talk about real quick. So a lot of people were confused as to why I was saying the Joe Rogan to Spotify was a big deal. And, you know, by now you may have seen other people talk about it, but just in case, Joe Rogan signed a $100 million deal to Spotify exclusively. And at first, it's going to be in the next couple months that the full show is going to be airing first on Spotify. And then the clips will remain on YouTube. And then the show after the fact will be on YouTube. And then starting 2021, when Snyder Cut comes out, the year of our Lord and Savior, starting 2021, the Joe Rogan Experience will exclusively be on Spotify. And the reason that that's such a big deal is, one, Joe Rogan now joins a list of podcasters who on a platform get distribution rights and get a distribution check, which it's weird in one hand because Joe Rogan has always been that I call all the shots and I broadcast everywhere. So it's almost like there was this pastor who was saying, you know, 20 years ago, it's the end of the church age, and people should just meet in small groups. And eventually the small groups grow and become a church anyway. So it's like Joe Rogan's gotten so big that in trying to be that rebel, we do whatever we want, he's kind of fallen back into that network perspective or network angle of, you know, there's one distributor of your show and they just pay you to be on that channel. So one, it opens that up for podcasters where now you can get a distribution deal. It's been happening with some other ones, like Joe Budden did it. He was the first one I knew of. But now with Joe Rogan, the number one podcast, that's pulling a lot of eyes to Spotify. And in doing so, the part that I was trying to express on that video was all of you need to be, if you're doing the podcasting thing, you got to start putting your content in more than one place. And I would start putting them on Spotify for sure. Because once Joe Rogan starts going full podcast mode on Spotify, people are going to be on that app that weren't on there before. And you have, right now you have like two pools, right? There's the Apple pool of podcasting, and then there's the YouTube pool of podcasting. Those are the two biggest at the moment. Now, YouTube is a far bigger pool than podcasting in general, because YouTube is lots of other things, not just podcasting. So you're fighting movie reviews, you're fighting how-tos, unboxings, all that stuff. In the Apple and podcasting pool, it's just podcast, right? So, you can always be that bigger fish in this pool or, the smaller fish in that pool. But beyond that, you have people who only put their podcast in Apple. They don't have their content on the other places. So now's your chance to go into this whole other pool that's smaller, like Spotify, and build a library in Spotify. So as people start to migrate to Spotify and Pandora and iHeart, because maybe they're going to start copying, you already have content in those libraries built up. So if you're doing that kind of thing, start putting your content out there. Now, if you're not, and you're strictly YouTube, my suggestion, if you haven't been doing it, is as you make YouTube videos, save them. Don't just delete them when you're done. Save them somewhere. And when Spotify opens the gates on video, which that's what all signs point to, and you decide to put your content on Spotify, you've already got a library of stuff you could just dump on there, and you'll be ready to go. So that's all of that. I mean, I was kind of scattered a little bit there, but all of those reasons are why this Joe Rogan thing is major. Because now there's another player in the video game, but there's also another avenue for people to go consume content. And maybe they only listen to your podcast on Spotify, and on YouTube, they don't watch your stuff. You might have that happening. So diversify your content streams. And I think that will just about wrap up the show. That's, what that was? That was the moment from Old School where Will Ferrell does the whatever speech, and then he's just like, oh. That's what just happened there. Feel free to make a GIF out of that, by the way. All right, and then I'll read through the comments really quickly. Yeah, congrats, Rap and Combat. There you go. Yes, we'll go to Bill and Ted and Point Break to get some good sound bites for sure. I'm just gonna fly through. Janelle drifting. Yeah, I said drifting. By the way, welcome. It was Tokyo Drift, and drifting is the car when you're kicking the tires out. But I was really referencing drafting. They did some drafting in the movie, but yeah, I think the movie that had the most drafting up to that point was the first Fast and Furious, because they did drafting to get the trucks. There you go. Nick's is already on everything. I said already a lot just now. And let's see what Samson's got. Joe and I are not buddies, but we do cross paths quite a bit. I can't wait for the convo of what were you thinking, dude? First Howard Stern, now Joe. I have mixed opinions about the move. Yes. Yeah, you're my boy Blue. But it's right. That's the thing. I'll end on this. When I was talking to my friend yesterday, I was saying how Howard Stern put himself in a corner. And he, at the time, biggest name in radio. He signed the biggest deal in, radio shows. But to consume that content, you had to go to Sirius Radio, which eventually acquired XM. And his following at some point will start to decrease because people will start cutting the cord on radio, and you're going to pay Sirius just for Howard Stern. maybe Howard Stern's like, instead of me being on Sirius and going to Sirius XM Studios, because don't forget, part of the reason that they have to charge you is they have overhead of a facility. Instead of you paying for an entire network to listen to just Howard, when Howard's deal's done, dude, set up shop. He can set up shop in his own apartment, do what Tom Green does, and charge you to listen to the content, but you're paying the creator directly. You're not paying some other company. So, I mean, Sirius already is that's a whole nother conversation. This podcast can go on forever. This episode can go on for forever. But I'm glad you could learn on there. And then, of course, we have Senor Anthony in the house. Make sure to check out our Rambling series where we come in with topics and eventually we lose our train of thought. Fun episode, just around an hour. We'll be here again next week. Not sure on the time yet. It might be 3:30. We made 200. Thank you all for that. Like I said, I say it all the time. I'm not sure if it's lost its flavor, but I mean it. Merch is launching soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to all you nerds later.